So to give you an idea how this all started, Sunhub is basically it's a spin-off from a company called Yellow Light, which I think you're very well aware of. I know you know Azam for a very long time, who was
Yeah,
the founder of.
Yellow
Yeah,
Light used to be one of our customers at Civic Solar and one of our bigger customers. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So, Azam was who's the founder of that company, and that's been around for like about 16, 17 years now. And in that, I think it's the largest installer in Ohio today. So, Azam and Mitch, they got together, and Mitch comes from a background from a marketing and e-commerce background. And in 2020, they got around to launching a spin-off, and they were trying to address the distribution market, where they found a niche where, people didn't know how to kind of move used products, refurbished products, and all that, and thought creating a marketplace for that would be a good idea. So at that time, they launched that, and it took off fairly well. And then over time, what happened was we also got engaged in the e-commerce side of things, where you are become a reseller and a distributor for various manufacturers, and your portfolio of what you carry grew significantly. And in that relationship, we started getting calls from people on the ground, like installers, and looking for equipment because we formed some reputation. And at that time, we didn't really have a field business of helping kind of that procurement side. And we started getting so many calls that we had to put up a department together, and that area of the business significantly grew, and that caused us to look at it. And this is where I joined the company as a partner, was looking at the current e-commerce marketplace business and looking at the gap between the procurement business where people are doing it with a phone call, right?
Yeah.
And in that, we noticed that in the industry, there was a significant gap that every other industry had a brokering type of platform, a trading platform. So if you look at like a airline business, they have a, travel distribution system. Financials, they have like a Swift network that help you. And even if you look at from auto industry, you have the auto traders, all those type of things that help, the market from suppliers to buyers. And we thought that there was a gap. Nobody was on the platform speaking that language. So this is where the trader platform came in, and we got together and we kind of built this platform out, and we released it, I guess, in the RE plus of last year, and it's been going fairly well.
Got it. Got it. Very, very impressive because you're right. I mean, as a distributor or as a broker agent, not that we were necessarily a broker, but in the distribution space of many industries, a lot of the players work with their competitors as partners as well, which is something that we did in distributing solar panels as a pure distributor, but even as a regional
Yeah.
leading installer, I'm sure you guys had many buy-sell conversations with your peers. I'll say, as sometimes as
Oh, no, that's a
you
great point, and that's I always noticed since I've joined the industry, I found it to be extremely friendly, as you said, right? Like, I mean,
know,
there is
yeah,
no such thing as a competitor to us, really,
yeah,
frankly.
because
If you
it's
look
such
at
a
it,
rapidly growing industry.
industry,
It's
yeah.
yeah, very friendly competition right now
Yeah,
is
because
most
even
of
if
the
you look at a
activity.
distributor, right, from that
Yep.
perspective, the distributors are on our platform selling their products, and there are times we buy from the distributor, right? So, it's a always kind of streak. Everybody is dealing with everybody. It's very good.
Yeah, there are some industries like the airline industry you've
Yeah,
mentioned, which have a major platform that everybody trades tickets on, or there are I'm sure other industries where there are industry-wide standards for trading units of goods, and such a thing does not really exist. There are some platforms in the industry that I'm familiar with that where you can post what you have in inventory and other people can call and find out about it if it's still in inventory and stuff, but it's not really a well integrated um, detailed trading platform that takes accountability for what happens on itself. And I'm
yeah,
assuming that is the kind of platform that you are building with Sunhub, which I'm
yeah.
eager to dive
So
into right now.
So if you take an analogy, as you mentioned about the travel industry,
Mhm.
people, if you see how it evolved, right? And every industry evolves. So if look at the travel industry in the old days, and I think we're in the similar kind of age group, where you remember the time our parents used to probably call the travel agents, right, on the phone,
Of course.
and
I
they
used
used
to
to
do that. when
Yeah.
I used to fly from my home country to Turkey to the US for college every year, back and forth.
Yeah.
I've done that. Yeah, totally.
And you should notice that at that time, even the travel industry, people used to kind of price these tickets out and used to just call them and go, and they used to reach out to the travel, companies. And before basically the TDS or the travel distribution system existed, you had basically people giving you a price point where you didn't see all the options, right? So you would get a morning flight for 6 in the morning because you asked for the cheapest. But for $10 more or $15 more, you could have a 9 o'clock flight, which is more convenient. So those things were not available. So, from a inventory perspective, you were not available what was out there. And, and things were not real time because you had to wait for a code and all that. And if
Yep.
you look at today's world, after those travel agencies, all these airlines are publishing one place and they're speaking the industry language, right? They're telling you what's first class price, what coach is, how
Right.
much bags you can check in. Those type of things are very industry related. And
Right.
similar
Of course.
to our world, which we've been in solar, as you know, like people deal in Incoterms, right? They do deal in payment schedules, delivery schedules, all that very specific to the solar way, right? Or even
Yeah.
negotiating price per watt, right? Which
Yeah.
is not per pieces, right? So in all those things, every industry needs to kind of evolve and kind of address the industry need and kind of make it a little bit more automated and more efficient for people.